As you correctly pointed out, Nancy, trade has the trade escalation, trade war has the ability to affect investment decisions, ability to create a credit crunch, which are all very dangerous recipes for emerging markets. But I think it's not very clear at the moment in terms of the Chinese yuan, which is a very important anchor for Asian currencies, and indeed for Africa, it's become also a very important currency. It's not very clear to me that the right path for resolving the trade dispute with the US is for the yuan to depreciate against the US, because the US is trying to correct a bilateral trade imbalance with China. And actually the recipe for that is more for realignment via a revaluation upwards of the yuan, as we saw during the Plaza Accord. I'm not saying that we'll get a huge appreciation of the yuan, but directionally it's possible that the yuan may be revalued stronger rather than weaker as a means of resolving this bilateral trade
And as we point out,
contention.
If in fact internationalization of the yuan is the end goal, certainly they don't want to see it fall too greatly here. But this goes back to the issue of the elements that authorities can't control. I mean, if you talk about what's going on with the dollar strength continues to be the story. That's the impact on the EM space we've been tracking as well. But you point out, hey, dollar strength could weaken from here. I mean, it's not always going to be the story, but when do you think that story changes?
Well, right now you have three things that are sort of supporting dollar strength. One, obviously the Fed still en route to high interest rates. Two, the balance sheet rundown by the Fed, which incidentally is the largest holder of US Treasury, more than China. And thirdly, the fiscal deficit that's being drowned out by the Trump tax cuts have caused a crowding out effect for emerging markets that's still trying to fund. Emerging markets typically have current account deficits they need to fund, and the Treasury is crowding up these emerging markets. So you have sort of inhospitable environment, less hospitable environment for emerging market. How that's going to change in Western, we think that over the next few quarters, it's very likely that this desynchronization of US growth with the rest of the world will abate, and that the US economy is in a very late stage, that we will slow down in the US, and that means that the Fed is no more than about 3 more hikes from pausing when they hit the neutral level of interest rate. And that, I think, would create a much benign macro backdrop for emerging markets and for Asian currencies.
Until we hit that point, though, do you avoid Indonesia, avoid India, the two most vulnerable economies at the moment? I mean, looking at what's happening to the rupee and rupiah, or do you look at this as perhaps a buying opportunity?
Well, it's very hard always to suggest buying, catching a falling knife. But I would point out that as people look at the spot rate for India and Indonesia and say that we are actually at the lowest point for the currency, they are only looking at the spot rate. What you should be looking at is the spot rate plus the additional carry, because India gives you 8% interest rates and so does Indonesia. So the total return over the last 5 years is actually not negative. That's an important point. Maybe it's forgotten right now. You can't compare Indonesian rupiah today with Indonesian rupiah 20 years ago, because if you add the carry, Indonesian rupiah is actually up 250 basis points, 250% from where it was 20 years ago. So I think to answer your question, I think for investors that are actually, we go back to basic principles, and the basic principle for fixed income, the first and foremost thing that we should want to do with fixed income is to immunize liabilities. And higher interest rates actually allow the investor to immunize better his liabilities. Right? Fixed income is something that you should buy when the price is low, not when the price is high. Something that you should not be looking to make capital gains, but something that you should use to fund your cash flow and your income requirements.